original sports perspective, from our couch to yours. This is the Couch Rider Report podcast, and I'm your host, Jermaine Lockett. Welcome back, folks. I appreciate you coming back through. We made it to video number 3, podcast number 3. And for all of you new subscribers, I thank you for coming through. I know I made a promise to you, and I'm going to keep that today. For those of you coming in for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. I need you to go ahead and do me a couple of things. Just do me some favors, because I'm fiending. I need the subscriptions, folks. I'm fiending like a little crackhead over here because I got to have them. I need you to hit that like button, first of all. I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe so you know when I'm posting something. If you hit that notification button, because I post at all crazy types of hours, you'll know when I'm throwing something down. And hopefully you get your answers that you need today, because I'm all about the original sports perspective, from our couch to yours. That's what we're all about, folks. If you just go ahead and do that for me, I'll make sure I keep you up to date, and we can keep this thing rolling. We can become a little YouTube family here. Just a beautiful family. I can't wait. I'm excited about it. Today I want to talk to you about just questions from subscribers, but first I want to hit up at a perfect fit for the Baltimore Ravens. Just one guy I want to talk about. Some people do full-on draft profiles. Some people do mock drafts. I just want to talk about one guy that I believe fits very well with the Baltimore Ravens. Not sure where he's going to go. I'm just saying that I like the fit. For some reason, in the first round, in the 20s, because who knows we're going to draft it, because you know how the Baltimore Ravens are. They like to get their picks, drafting or trading up and trading down. We'll see what happens. A guy that I'm interested in, I'm married, by the way, Carlos Basham Jr., a.k.a. Boogie. This guy is out of Wake Forest. He's an edge rusher. The guy is 6'3", 281 pounds. He's just going to get your quarterback and put him on his back all day long. That's not the only thing that he can do. I see an athletic, explosive, just a beast dog. I'm looking at a guy who's built in the image, in the mold of Terrell Suggs. And I don't like to throw that name around because that name means something to me. Terrell was just smart. He was highly intelligent. Now, you look at how he played the screen pass and how he was able to knock those things down. I'm looking at Boogie Basham, and I see the same thing. I'm going to put a couple of clips up there for y'all to see of Boogie doing his thing. He's just a highlight reel. He's got the ability to pass, to rush the passer. He's got the intelligence, the awareness to look at an RPO and choose the running back or the quarterback based on who's got the ball. He squares his shoulders and is able to get off of blocks. He's got good pad level. I'm looking at a guy who's definitely going to go first round. I'm just hoping he goes to Baltimore, because that's what we surely need. There are people in the organization right now who know that the depth chart is basically empty. We have Jalen Ferguson, and we have Tyus Bowser, and we have Pernell McPhee. But, at edge, what else we got? Who else we working with? Working with Chauncey Rivers? I don't think so. I'm sorry. Y'all might believe, but not me. I'm not a big believer in this guy. I think Boogie Basham can do some big things for Baltimore if he comes to town. And, you just got to take a look at his tape, to be honest. You'll see the awareness that I see there. You'll see the explosiveness. You'll see the intelligence. It's all there. Everything you want in a player like that is there. So when we get on the clock, hopefully EDC makes the right call and picks up Boogie Basham. Anyway, moving forward to the segment that you all waited for, was questions and answers from subscribers. So let's talk about those different questions and see if I can help you to answer those things real quick. First one came from a subscriber, Frank Moreno. What's up, Frank? I appreciate you. I think Frank is a longtime member of the Ravens Nation page on Facebook. Hey, I appreciate you reaching out and talking to me for a little bit. I enjoyed our discussion. Just trying to get your question, and hopefully you'll be able to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, and that way we can become this YouTube family. I'm trying to make us families, but here's a big hug from me to you, brother. Anyway, your question was, should we draft another corner? You love the guys we got starting, but once that goes down, or once somebody does go down, our backups get picked on. Well, I believe even the starters get picked on. You look at last season, we have Humphrey, who got picked on big time. Yes, Anthony Averett, he got dragged all over the internet. Yes, I like the word dragged. You look at all my videos, I say the word drag because it's like the 1990s in the word the bomb. For some reason, I'm a huge fan of it. Anyway, but yes, Anthony Averett got dragged at the beginning of the season because everybody was picking on him because he was covering the slot because Tavon Young got hurt again. And Marlon Humphrey got dragged because of the fact that the slot is a very difficult position to cover. If you're on the outside, they're only running a couple routes. They're running flies, comebacks, and outs most of the time. And you might catch them on a post, but those are still deeper routes to where you can recover. Off the line in the slot, you're looking at what drags, you're looking at digs, you're looking at out routes, you're looking at deep routes, you're looking at, they're running everything. You're running corners, you're running posts. You don't know exactly what this player is going to run. The playbook opens up a lot for the slot receiver, which makes it more difficult to cover as a cornerback. I honestly believe the slot corner should be paid more than the outside corner because the outside corner, yes, they have to stop the big boys, but you got to stop those twitchy guys who can move the hashes when it comes to those slot guys. So yes, they need slot corners. And I had to name a couple. I wanted just corners in general, but hopefully we can train these guys to play slot because there's some fast corners and some athletic corners, or at least two of them that I'm going to name today. One of them comes out of South Carolina, and the other one comes out of Georgia. These corners could go anywhere from rounds 2 to 5. Heck, they might even go in the first round if people are reaching. The first one is named J.C. Horn, coming out of South Carolina. What a physical force. What a beast. If you're looking for a guy to completely just assault a wide receiver, probably catch charges right down the field, got the daggone police sitting here carrying him off in cuffs, just, all right, you know what, I understand what I did. It was dirty. It was wrong. You know what, but we got to move forward. Y'all got to let me play the next play or whatever. No. This guy is that guy. He will abuse a wide receiver at the line of scrimmage. Bad thing about it, like I said, his con is he's going to catch a lot of laundry because he's very touchy-feely. I don't know if y'all remember that dude, Wayne, from the Minnesota Vikings when he first came out rookie year. Was very, very handsy, even past the line of scrimmage, past 5 yards. It's a different game. This is not like the game being played in the 70s and the 60s or whatever, where you can straight whoop somebody down. This is a new game to where it's more hands-off. It's built for more scoring, but he was built for a different era. But I still say, hey, bring him to Baltimore because we do like that physicality. We'll teach more technique as he goes along. And then there's another guy who's a full-on burner. Tyson Campbell out of Georgia. This guy's fast as heck. I'll be honest, we need a player that's going to keep up with the Tyreek Hills, with the Henry Ruggs of the league. We need a guy like that. With a lot of talent, a lot of upside, can still be taught, but he has one of those natural things that you can't teach, like speed. Anthony Averett, yes, he can keep up with a few guys, but if you got two big burners, we need two guys to keep up with them. And, if you have a Tyreek Hill, you have a Nico Hardman, you need guys like Anthony Averett and Tyson Campbell to be able to keep up and follow and travel with these guys all over the field. Be nice to have both. Have more speed at the corner position. EDC, he said it. John Harbaugh said it. You can't have enough corners. So if they're stacking up at the corner position in rounds 2 through 5, hey, good on them. I'm proud of you. Proud of you right there. You too. You in the cheap seats. Yes. Proud of you. And thanks for bringing up this question about the corners because I'm so tired of hearing about that one position that's just, it keeps escaping us every time we have our eyes looking. Like, oh my goodness, we see a nice target. Let's go ahead and see if we can take a shot. No. But anyway, let's move forward because I don't want to talk about wide receivers too much in here. I know somebody has some questions as we go down the line. Thank you, Frank, for that one question. Let's move forward to Jenny Jackson. Let's see what she had to say. Jenny said, what are the chances of the Ravens signing a veteran receiver and pass rusher? Well, I'll be honest with you. Go take a look at other websites that show the current pool of free agents, and you'll see that there's not much out there. There's a guy named Ingram and Olivier Vernon, and they probably ranging anywhere from, I'd say their market is about $11 million. $11 to $15 million is what a pass rusher is going to cost Baltimore. Eric DeCosta said, hey, it's just cheaper to build through the draft. And I'm totally with him. And you look at the wide receiver market, it's slim pickings. We're down to Sammy Watkins right now. And Ravens Nation is split. 1 second they're like, hey, this is the dude. And then others are like, hey, this guy's injury prone. So you have to take a look at, what you feel like. And honestly, I think Sammy, if we get him to the playoffs, he could show up big. Treat him just like Campbell, treat him just like Williams. Preserve them. Let them rest a bit. And so he can get those reps in the playoffs, and he might do well. But we know when it comes to these wide receivers that these blanks ain't loyal. I didn't say the word, but I am saying that they ain't loyal, and he's on his way to Indy to get an interview. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully he decides to go with Baltimore. But if he doesn't, I don't care. Sure, we got Keith Rogers over here and T. Martin for a reason. They're here to open up the pass attack and make my guy Boykin and the other receivers look good. We know Hollywood's going to look great, but I want to see what he does with the rest of these receivers in this huddle. So let's move forward here. I think Boykin is going to be all right. They're going to get him more than 2 receptions a game, because 2 receptions a game actually is solid for him. That's a really productive day, because he probably got 3 targets, 2 receptions. I say they're going to open up this offense just a little bit more. Maybe not be the number 1 rushing attack anymore, but they will have a balanced offense and get these receivers the ball so they can do what they do downfield, and that's attack. Next, let's see. The question came from, his name on Facebook says Robert Yeltnap. But when I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is backwards. His name is Bentley, Trevor Bentley. It took me a minute to figure it out. I'm a little slow sometimes. It takes me time to figure these things out. I was just like, oh man, that's backwards. I can read backwards. Yeah, I got skills. I know stuff. Anyway, Trevor Bentley, appreciate you for subscribing, man. Appreciate you asking the question. Hey, like I said, just hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we can all make this one big YouTube family. We can get together on a regular basis to discuss football. Heck, I'm even willing to do a dual screen and interview some of y'all, because, honestly, us Ravens fans, we know it all, right? We should be the GMs. I'm kidding. But we do have a different perspective, and that's what Couch Rider Report is all about. Original sports perspective, from our couch to yours. That's what the Couch Rider Report is all about here. Let's get to your question, sir. You asked, is it better to have a very good receiver or a very good passing scheme? Well, let me ask you something. How about you go ask Julio Jones and Matt Ryan what they think about that when it comes to winning Super Bowls? I believe it's better to have a great passing scheme and a balanced running attack with it than to have that number 1 wide receiver and bank on that the whole way. Take a look at it at the Super Bowl. 28-3. They'll never forget that they banked on Julio Jones and Julio Jones only to take them all the way. When they finally shut him down, the Patriots came back and won that Super Bowl. Never heard the end of it from my wife. I'm sitting there in the mirror brushing my teeth, and at the time she's yelling, 5, 5. Or she's just holding up her hand 5 while she's brushing her teeth with it. It was a mess. A huge Pats fan, Lord. I'm sleeping with the enemy. Anyway, moving on. You asked about the scheme. Yes, I believe you have to have the scheme over a number 1 wide receiver. And yes, Baltimore still needs that number 1 wide receiver, but you still build a scheme that gets them open. Take the Bills, for instance. Yeah, they got their number 1 wide receiver, but they built a scheme that was set up for Josh Allen's success. They didn't have a good AFC championship, but they did play a pretty solid game against Baltimore. It was because they had a scheme that fit. Yeah, the running attack was very soft, but when they did start running in the second half, it was a little successful. It set up the play action, and Baltimore was in a lot of trouble because they just could not guard that number 1 wide receiver. But the scheme was set up perfectly around that wide receiver. So if we have a scheme, it may favor a wide receiver or 2 or something, or may favor the ground game, but we need to stick to that scheme and stick to the script and know what works for Baltimore. So hopefully that answers your question. Our next question, I believe it's our final one for the night, comes from Scott Webster. So Scott, appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for subscribing. Tell a friend. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you, man. I hope to see you again on here and on other different social medias. Looking forward to talking to you a good bit about sports. Appreciate the loyalty. Your question is, are fans being overly critical and not believing in the younger talent at wide receiver or the process? And then you said the front office has a plan. Trust in Eric. You came and answered your own question there, but I'll answer some of that too. And then you said it's tiring. The same people signing Lamar they praise him, and then they drag him or they slate him the day after. And I said, hey, and look, these wide receivers, whenever it comes to free agency, we like our new toys. Everybody likes a good new toy when it comes to free agency. They see the hot new commodities out there. You see your Kenny Gallaudays, you see your Allen Robinsons, your ABs, your Jujus, and you want a piece of that because of the fact that we have the number 2 passing attack in the league. It's just that simple. I mean, you don't have something, you want something. I mean, you see your girl sitting right next to you, and you see this other hot girl walking past. I mean, you might take a look. I mean, I'm married, so I ain't finna take no look because I'm a smart man. I ain't finna look like that. That's just what I do. I'm gonna be smart. I ain't gonna take that look. But Baltimore right now, they looking, and they like it. That's all I'm saying. If you want to win games, you want to go after that big fish. And if you can't get that big fish in, which Baltimore's having that problem right now, you got to build from within. That goes to the scheme question. So your question was, hey, are we being overly critical and not believing in the young talent? I believe that they're going to believe in the young talent because it's cheaper, because they know they have to pay about $43 million next year to a big-time quarterback. He can be the half Billy Goat. Got to pay that money to Lamar. So they have to build within. And if you're building within, you're building with the options in front of you, and that's going to turn out to be a lot cheaper. It's going to be better for the team overall. They need to trust in Keith Rogers and trust in T. Martin to help out Greg Roman, to build this passing attack into what it should be. And I'm hoping that Greg feels a fire under his butt because they didn't hire a passing game coordinator. They hired a passing game specialist. You call in a specialist when things go wrong. And hopefully that just lights a fire under Greg's butt to let him know that, hey, dude, you could be fired. You could be out of here if you don't get your life together. Like I said, get your life together. Let's get it together, Greg. Anyway, they build from within. They make Boykin. They make Prochet. I'm telling you right now, go check out couchriderreport.net and check out James Prochet. I put some clips on there, some cut-ups that hopefully you'll enjoy. And I hope it really helps you see what we have in-house and what they can truly do. Boykin, I think I might take some time out to do a post on him, just simply showing you when he does get the ball or how he can get open. And that's, honestly, DBs, they've been taking time off because they know that he's not a factor in the game because he's just not targeted. But when he does get targeted, this guy comes down with some nice catches. And he does some things after the catch. I'm going to highlight those a little bit later. Hollywood, we already know is a star. And we know Duvernay is going to show up when he's not doing reverses. He's going to have a pretty solid game. But Prochet, I want you to take a look at because although he only had one catch for 14 yards in 2020, but best believe this guy's going to show up this next year. I truly believe that. And then as far as, people just singing praises of Lamar and then dragging him the next day or just slating him after, don't put your trust in Ravens Nation. I'm going to be honest with you. I love you, Ravens flock, but y'all are about as fickle as can be when it comes to Lamar and success and Lamar losing. The second he's winning, everybody is high. We're crazy high on Lamar. Oh, he's the GOAT. He's the MVP. He's going to be just as good as Brady, blah, blah, blah. And then the second he has a bad game or is a bad scheme, or something goes wrong to where he gets concussed because he had a crazy center who just couldn't get his life and I don't even want to go off on McCarr. It gets me all emotional up in here. I'm ready to throw some stuff. Oh my gosh. I feel better. But yes, y'all completely obliterate Lamar and say, oh, he can't throw. Oh, he's going to get injured. Oh, yeah, look, he got injured. No, he got injured because the ball went over his head and he was trying to make something happen to throw the ball away, and he got smacked. But it wouldn't have happened if we hadn't had a bad center do that. But when it comes to Lamar's game overall, I mean, y'all seen the meme out there. This dude has had 37 games. He's 30-7. And he's the only quarterback that's done this and had above a 100 quarterback rating the majority of the time. He's a good quarterback. This guy can truly throw. He led the league in passing his MVP season. He was on the cover of Madden because he was the most electrifying player, not just quarterback, but quarterback was a big piece of that. And if y'all don't understand that a yard is a yard and you get it how you can get it, you electrify how you can electrify, you move the ball down the field how you move it down the field, it don't matter, just get it there. They're not going to fit your perfect mold of what a quarterback should be. If you look at his Instagram, you know he ain't finna fit the quarterback bill of what a quarterback, I guess, should be or whatever, according to, old school media. He's never going to be that, but he's going to be something, and it's going to be something pretty big. It's probably be something more than you're expecting. Just like Couch Rider Report, it's going to be a lot more with y'all joining me on the team here because we're all about that original sports perspective. From our couch to yours. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and hit that bell. I appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all take care. Sleep tight. I'm not going to say let the bed be out. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Yeah. Oh, bye.